Hey, what's up YouTube? Houston here. Hey, you hear people saying that you can get a personal loan guaranteed, right? Well, would you like to know the dirty truth about getting that personal loan? Here's some of the factors that you really need to know, okay? When lenders say, hey, we can guarantee you a personal loan without a credit check, what they are saying is that they're not going to do a hard pull from the major credit bureaus, okay? Now, what they're going to do, they may check your Lexus Nexus, they may check your Clarity, which is owned by Experian, they may check your DataX, which is owned by Equifax, or they may check your Factor Trust, okay, which is owned by TransUnion. Now, here's something else that's interesting. Some of these lenders that I'm going to tell you about, the reason they are almost a guaranteed approval is because of their DTI. Most of these lenders, they have a debt to income ratio higher than many banks and credit unions. Most banks and credit unions, their debt to income ratio is up to 55%, okay? Well, these lenders here, most of their debt to income ratio goes beyond 55%. I'm talking about close to 75% debt to income ratio, okay? And they don't do a hard pull. So now, what are some of those lenders, okay? And I must warn you that with these here lenders, they do have a higher interest rate than traditional banks and credit unions, but that's not a bad thing. The reason is because if you're able to qualify for these type of loans, then you can take some of that capital to pay down your debt, then go back to the bank and get a lower interest rate loan with a larger amount, okay? So that being said, the first lender is Opportune. Now please understand, with Opportune personal loans, they're not across the board, all the way across the board, meaning they don't cover all right? Now, here's the thing about it that you do need to understand. Excuse me, guys, I've been traveling, so I'm kind of tired, so please excuse me. Like I said, there's no credit check. Now, the minimum amount of income you do need to have is at least making $500 a month. So if you're on Social Security, disability, or whatever, you still may qualify, okay? Now, their loans go from $300 up to $6,000 for the first time you borrow. Then their second time around, once you pay that loan up, if you need another loan from there, they go from $6,000 up to $10,000, okay? And so that's Opportune, right? Now, here's another lender, and they're a platform, but again, it's not about the credit. They're not focused on the credit. It's all about, do you have the availability to pay the loan back, and what's your debt to income ratio? So that lender is cashusa. Cashusa, no credit check. They look at the job history, how long you've been on the job. So they're looking at different data metrics versus the credit score. So this is why these lenders you have a higher chance of approval even with bad credit or no credit, okay? Because again, the data metrics that they take a look at. So it's no, the job history is what they look at. Monthly income, they look at your monthly income. Now the loans they offer is from $500 up to $10,000. All right. Also, one of the things about cashusa, say that you've been in check systems, they'll still work with you. But another thing about them, and that's another reason some people may get denied if they don't have active checking account. Okay. That's one of the bigger things. Like if you have bad credit but you have active deposits into your checking account and stuff, they're still willing to give you a loan. Okay. Now, that being said, with cashusa, they loan money from tribals like the casinos and stuff like that. So that's the reason you have a higher chance of being approved for one of theirs, okay? A guaranteed to be approved for one of their loans. Now the next one is Upstart. Now I talk about Upstart a lot because it's a fintech, but the thing about it, you can go to them without a credit score. Again, different data points. They're not tripping off the credit. They're looking at how long you've been on the job. What's the education level? How long you've been at your place of residence? Do you have an active email, an active phone number, an active bank account? Those are the things that they're looking at, all right? And so their loans go from $1,000 up to $50,000, and their income, they want you to be making at least $12,000 a year. So that's about $1,000 a month. Okay. Now, again, the cool part about these loans, you can apply for multiple loans without getting a hard inquiry unless you actually accept the loan. So that's the reason that I'm telling you about these lenders, because I know some of you all may have a high debt to income ratio. You may have too many inquiries on your credit file and stuff, so you're worried about getting denied and stuff. Well, with these lenders, again, their main focus is to help you get a loan, okay, without concentrating on the credit. Now, with OneMain Financial as a lender, their loans go from $1,500 up to $20,000. Now, they don't have a no income minimum, all right, but the average has been about $45,000. Now, let me digress on this so you can understand. If you have a spouse in the household that's supporting you, you should also include that as your income, okay, especially if they're supporting you. So that's one opportunity a lot of people miss out on because they don't include their spouse. Or you may have you may be on disability or retirement and you're renting out a room, and that's income, right? That's income, so that you can also include that. That's actually earned income. Or you may have a side gig, okay? So you may be driving for Uber, Lyft, or doing Instacart or something like that. Please understand that the more income you put down, and you know that you have this income coming in. Now, I'm not telling you to commit fraud. I'm just telling you, look at your income resources. So if you're on getting alimony, if you're getting child support, all of that counts as income, all right? So please make a note of that. So when you're applying for loans, make sure that you put down all of your income that you have access to in the household, all right? Now, that being said, you have credit loans. Now, again, credit loans, their personal loans go from $250,000 up to $40,000. Unfortunately, with credit loans, they're not in New York nor Connecticut, okay? Now, they don't do an income verification. They usually have a higher percentage chance of you being approved, guaranteed. Usually they state that they're in the 90% percentile in terms of helping people get approved, okay? So, credit loans is another one. And then the last one on the platform is personalloans.com. Now, personalloans.com is a platform with different lenders and stuff like that. Their loans go from $1,000 up to $35,000. They're not in Arkansas, Georgia, New York. They're not focused on the credit score, but again, it's all about the debt to income ratio. All right, it's about the debt to income ratio. All right, as you can see, we don't have the roosters today. We have the dogs today that want to be a part of this. But of course, that's the elote man. If people don't know, that's the corn man, the man that comes around and sells the corn on the cob or corn in the cup. So he's blowing the whistle and everything, so the dog get excited and the kids get excited. I've seen parents get excited running out there, elote, elote, you know, to flag him down. So that's that horn you hear in the background, the elote man. And like I said, people get excited around here when they hear the elote man. But back to what I was saying, if you have any questions about business credit, personal credit, click the link in the description and schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.